So, hello and thank you for having time for me in this interview. And it's almost exactly 2 years ago that you played here in the same venue. So, what changed in these 2 years?
Lots. We have a different drummer now since our last time we were here. We released our latest record, Monsters of the Universe, since then. An Unplugged-Album, tons of stuff. We've just been kind of busy. I sort of took last year off for just kind of to give my brain a rest. I've been touring for so long. This is my 13th year of touring, just non-stop around the world. And last year I just want to take a little break, and we did that and worked on the new album and sort of changed our sound a little bit. Changed our sound. Our sound got a little heavier, and so yeah, I'm in a good headspace as far as music goes right now, and we're excited to be like it's. After a while, you get really bored of doing the same thing, and this has been refreshing with our addition to our new drummer, and things are fresh again. So taking that year off definitely helped.
And it's been a few months since you have released your latest album, Monsters of the Universe. And it's, by the way, your first concept album. Mm-hmm. What is it in general about?
It's really, it's definitely kind of a story to it, but I didn't really make it where you had to have characters and when I think of concept albums, immediately I think of Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare. And he had the character Steven, and it's more a story. This is more the characters, and my story are us, the humans. And I just really got into a lot of conspiracy theories and read some really interesting things, and I wanted to sing about it. So I decided to turn this story. So it's basically about an alien invasion taking over the Earth, and all the religions and things that we think are so good are really just evil, and there's no happy ending to it, and the monsters take over the Earth and we all die. So it's a good happy story.
So did it become difficult to make it somewhat of a story?
No, not at all. The scary part for me was just when I said I'm going to do a concept record and not sing about zombies and graveyards and things like that. I didn't know how that was going to alienate the audience, if they were going to understand what I was talking about. But I think this album and the things I'm discussing is scarier than anything I've ever sang about before, because it's realistic things. As far as aliens and things like that go, I totally believe in all that. I believe we are aliens, and that's what I think. I think our DNA was manipulated many moons ago, and we are aliens, and I think we've been visited before, and I think we're still being visited. There was a UFO sighting over Los Angeles last night that was huge, and so there's things out there, and I don't know, I find that a lot scarier than I walk with a zombie.
It's scary.
Yeah.
So when did you first discover your love to the old horror movies?
I was an early age. I pretty much would sit in front of my television as a kid and watch Bugs Bunny and cartoons, and then right after that you could turn on TV and watch the Monsters or the Addams Family, because that show was still on the air then, and it was funny. So I guess the monster thing didn't scare me or anything until I saw Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween and those kind of films, and then I was terrified. But I've always had a passion for it, and it's just part of my life. It's been there since I can remember. And when I started my bands and things like that in the beginning, I always used horror imagery to express it, and it's just been a natural thing for me all these years.
So if you could turn into a horror film character, who would it be?
Beetlejuice. Yeah, that'd be Beetlejuice. And people don't consider him to be horror, but I just think his personality, and he was funny, but yet he could be scary when he was on, and I don't know, I just relate a lot to him. I thought he was a really cool, interesting character, and so he's always been my one monster that I feel I have the most in common with. It wouldn't be that much of a change for me.
It's a wonderful film.
Yes, great movie.
I know I cannot ask you what's your favorite song of the CDs, but which of the songs do you and the band like to play? Mostly like to play live?
Off the new album, there's a lot of we play a lot of the new songs. We probably play 7 songs off the new album tonight.
Oh, that's good.
But and most of the songs, and all the songs we do play, I really, really like. But I think if I had to pick my favorite song of the set, is the song "Serpent Society." It's just a different vibe to what I've done in the past. And it's got a mood to it. And visually on stage, I dress up as a devil, and when we play it, so it's just a cool. I get to become a character, so to speak. This whole show I've done, it's like I can kind of escape who I am and go on stage and act it out. And that's been the coolest thing about what I've done over the years, is trying to craft something where it's fun and not what I like to call people go on stage and they just phone it in. They don't care about it. And I really am into our show, and you'll see when it's showtime, I turn a switch on in my head and I'm evil for an hour and a half.
I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So what can we expect in the future?
More records, and this is all I really know how to do. I mean, I've been doing sort of this touring thing. I mean, I've over 100 shows a year since 2002 or more, and I see a lot more of that happening. Like I said, we're in a good space musically with the band, and we're excited to work on new music. So I'm going to try to work on a new record spring or summer next year, and have a new album out this time next year, and be over here touring on it for next year. So no rest for the wicked. Yes.
Is there anything you want to tell to your fans?
Just all I always say is thank you. I couldn't do it without them. We're in this together, so thank you.
Thank you.